Came, Connor. It's come. It's finally here.
Alright.
Season 25, baby. The collection. I learned that if it doesn't come on time, you just scream into a podcast and it will come a few days later.
Right.
That's what happened.
They're just messing with you, aren't they?
Australia Post was like, oh, shit, boys. What have we done? What have we done with his Series 25? So here it is.
Wow. The last person on Earth to receive theirs, and it was Aiden. Great.
Feels like it. Honestly.
It does feel like it.
It's nice to be holding Sylvester.
Yeah, how do you feel now you got it? Is your life better?
It's good. It's actually a good week because my partner is away for work for this week, and we are house sitting, which means it's literally just me
and the
and
Series
Sylvester
25 box set
for the next 5 days.
Wow. So you're gonna get through it like. Wait, so if we're doing it for the podcast, you're gonna rewatch it?
I'll cross that bridge when I will probably rewatch it. Yeah. Well, because the beauty of it is it's so brimming with special features. I think I'll watch the original.
It's a thick boy.
I think I'll watch because they're all remastered, obviously.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, they've also done special editions of each story with like new VFX, new scenes added in. All of them.
Wow, that's so cool.
So I think I might binge watch through all of them now and then watch the special editions. Then when we do our reviews on the pod next month or whenever they start, then I can be like, oh, they actually changed this one. They added in this deleted scene.
Was it the Tom Baker one last time? The last set?
Might have been season 15.
Was that this year?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, full
so
real.
they do like 2 a year.
Yeah, it used to be 3 and then they
slowed down.
I couldn't tell you why.
Me either.
I mean, this shit does take time. Like, I'm not trying to take away from that.
Definitely.
But it's so nice to have it. Oh my goodness me, I can't wait.
Have you run out of space?
Mate, I ran out of space so long ago.
Right, okay.
So long ago.
Why don't you just get a new thing?
Oh, no, I'm making it work.
You're making it work?
Yeah, I'm throwing shit in the bin, things like that.
Oh no.
Oh no. Goodbye, season 1 Steelbook.
We all know how Aiden feels about throwing away memorabilia.
Why?
I don't need this anymore.
What have I thrown away?
You told me a story before. You were like, oh, I have a good memory of this, but I haven't looked at it in years. And you like crunched it up and threw it in the bin. And I was like, I don't know if I could do that.
I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Probably
I do that with
wasn't
t-shirts regularly.
Yeah?
Yeah.
This is my hero jumper. I'm going to throw it in the bin. I need to do that soon.
Other merchandise update.
Mm-hmm.
Last I sort of reported I had bids on season 5 and 6 Steelbooks.
Yes.
I landed the season 5 one.
But not series 1.
What are you talking about series 1 for, mate?
You just said series 1.
I said 5 and 6. You made this exact fucking mistake.
Did I?
It's like I've got dubbing.
You just said series 1.
I didn't. 5 and 6. Maybe I did, but I'm pretty sure I said 5 and 6.
Series 1 Steelbook?
Yeah, because that's what I was saying I was throwing to make space. That wasn't to do with this. That was just a different joke. Mate, you're on cocaine again.
I don't know what's going on.
Get off the cocaine.
What am I doing
It's
here?
fucking melting your brain.
What's going on? Who are you?
But I got a Series 5 Steelbook on the way, which is beautiful.
Okay, but not Series 6.
Not Series 6 or Series 1.
So what happened with Series 6?
Well, someone outbid me like 2 minutes before and I was asleep. It was at midnight. So
right.
Yeah, that was a bit of a sad moment. But I'm happy to have season 5.
So you're saying you're going to get rid of the original Series 1 that you have and replace it with the Series 1 Steelbook?
I already have the Series 1. Wait, no, what? Well, now it's confusing because the Series 1 and Season 1. Yeah. Russell, what have you done? What have you done? Folks, we're the Doctor Who podcast. We're here every Sunday. And today we are going to be reviewing Enemy of the Bane as our sort of review to Sarah Jane Adventures. But don't worry, there's a bit more than that because we know a lot of you don't like watching that. So what we will do is we also have a mail time and we have a little bit of news.
Only the true fans stick around for the review.
That's right, all 3.
Just think of all the banter you're missing.
So much banter.
In the review part.
Witty banter. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at 50Doctor. Subscribe if you haven't already. Follow us on TikTok at 50Doctor Who. And I don't know, just do all the stuff.
All the things.
Please.
50 podcast.
How you doing?
It's a new day.
Yeah. Well, it's the end of the day actually that we're recording this.
It's a new day. It's Monday, baby.
Feeling good?
Yeah, Aiden hit me with the let's do the Monday show and I couldn't say no. So, you know
how could I resist?
You know how much I love doing Monday shows. Just so full of energy and feeling so happy about it.
Well, to make you feel better, I'm going to give you a bit of an AB's choice right now.
Which I just rewatched last week.
I know.
Oh yeah, you do know. Fuck.
Would you like to do the news first or mail time?
News? I want to talk about this shit.
Okay, let's get into the news.
And I was having such a nice day.
I wasn't. Because first thing this morning, Connor messaged me. He says, "Have you seen the new Sea Devils design?"
Yeah. Well, I know you're such like a fucking stick in the mud all the time about this shit. Like,
What about spoilers and stuff?
yeah, I knew you were. I know you're always like that. So you're like, I don't want to see anything.
Well, it's more
It's like,
plot
alright.
and things like that I'm worried about. But like a design like that, especially with how silly it was, I was like, yeah, sure, why not? We won't put it on screen or anything because I'm sure there is some people out there that don't want to see it. But let's just say it looks like an axolotl.
Oh, what? Sorry.
An axolotl.
Okay.
If you don't know what an axolotl is, that's what I posted on Twitter today.
Oh, right. Okay.
Those little things.
Sorry,
They sound like they talk like these.
It looks like a sort of like
Weird.
a hybrid of human and sea devil,
Just shit.
which is what we kind of. Well, there was like a request for a body double they call it on the resume back before they started filming.
When they were casting when they were casting the War Between Land and the Sea, which we probably should have said that's what this Sea Devil design is for.
The Doctor Who spin-off coming next year on Disney Plus.
Currently filming, but when they were casting, they'd said when they were doing the casting, they were looking for someone that would be okay with cosmetics, and then that's when we thought, oh, hold on a minute, could be human sea devils. And lo and behold, here we go. It's a pretty blurry picture. So I will say, I'm not drawing a line in the sand yet, because until we see that official picture where it's like, no, this is what it's going to look like. Because who knows, there might be some VFX done to it. It's a grainy photo. Like, it may look better once it's been through all those stages.
Sure.
And I think right now, the BBC needs to get on that. I think if I was the BBC, I'd be like, fuck, we need to show these guys that it doesn't look this bad. Let's get them a good picture. That's option A of what they're doing right now. Option B is they're sat there going, oh, fuck, it's bad, isn't it?
They don't like it.
Oh, it's bad.
I mean, I could see them possibly maybe doing a November 23rd official
Oh, yeah, that'd be cool.
post. It'd be cool to get like a little tease or something like that. For Doctor Who Day, of course, the 61st birthday of Doctor Who.
Best day of the year, innit?
I'm really like, I want to be positive. I don't know if it's just like, it's not even just Doctor Who at the moment. I'm just feeling like a bit like, fuck it about everything. So Doctor Who isn't really, getting any favors from me at the moment. But I will say this, I'm trying to be positive about this fucking spin-off. But I'm just not really feeling it. But I'm keen to, I really want to be proven wrong. I really do.
Yeah, I think everything I see, I sort of go, ooh, no.
What does that mean yet?
Ooh, no.
Okay. Oh, no. Okay.
But the one thing that I do hold on to is how talented of a motherfucking director Dylan Holmes Williams is.
True.
Mr. Holmes.
Yes, true.
And that's the only thing that I'm like, everything he's doing must be intentional. Like, I'm sure, I really do trust him. He's only directed 2 episodes of Doctor Who before, but they were so well directed. Even Dot and Bubble, I think he did a great job.
Yeah.
Even though we didn't really like that episode.
I agree. I'm excited for that.
Yeah. So I hope that he films them in a way that is intimidating, or maybe in a way that maybe we're supposed to root for them. I don't know.
I just don't like, I'm not a huge fan of Pete McTeague's writing.
There is that.
And Russell, for me, has been extremely hit and miss with this new era. And I don't know how to... It just seems like you could have done... I really hope there's some bigger story here that's actually quite interesting.
Yeah.
Because it just feels like the question on everyone's mind is, why this?
Why
and then
this?
we see I assume a Sea Devil, and we're like, because everyone loves that design from. I mean, the only good thing really to come out of Legend of the Sea Devils was the new design.
Amazing design.
That everybody loved. And they're like, no, let's not do that.
Let's do our thing.
Let's do our thing.
And if you don't like it, I don't have time for you.
And I don't have time for you. I feel I would be very shocked if that design isn't in it a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
I'd be very shocked.
And I know we're no stranger to mega redesigns in Doctor Who. I mean, like, Russell has done it himself with like the Sidemen. They look nothing like they looked back in the day, really. I mean, they do, but they don't. And
the Lumic ones?
Yeah, and then also when Moffat brought back the Silurians, they look so different to what they did back then. And now everyone had a bit of an uproar about that. And we've all, for me at least, I like feel like I grew up with the Moffat era Silurians, so I don't really think twice about it. So maybe there is a bit of that, like the people that watch this for the first time without having seen Legend of the Sea Devils and everything before, maybe they'll just be like, oh, cool design.
What, 10% of the audience?
Yeah, true. But then for others that are watching, you know, with all the knowledge.
Who else is gonna? It's a good point, but who else is gonna be watching this spin-off other than fans?
There's a lot riding on this to actually get some views, isn't there?
Yeah, because it's a hard thing to sell, I think, because
I think especially the title, I think, is one of the weirdest choices.
Too long.
Like,
not reading it.
What are we? But like, because you read that title and you go, great, I know nothing. I don't know anything about this.
Yeah, I agree. And I think I do like the idea that it's 5 episodes and it's going to be like a short contained story. I'm definitely keen to see how they do stuff in it. I'd be also interested to see what time of the year it would air. But I guess I'd be interested to see if they drop anything. I mean, they've got to drop something, haven't they, on the 23rd? Like, they've got to, even if it's just
maybe for the spin-off?
Pictures,
it's still shooting, so who knows?
A few pickies, maybe. A few, like, character names. Maybe a little brief synopsis.
I'd be happy with a Christmas trailer and a nice HD look at the Sea Devils. I think that'd tick my box for Doctor Who Day this year, I think.
It'd be fun because we'll be in Brisbane for.
We will be holding Sylvester McCoy's hand.
Yeah, so I guess we'll have to do content when we come back if we want to do it.
Yeah,
but I'm keen for that. I think that there could be. I don't think all is lost, but I'm also interested to see how Russell, like, I think we were saying a lot with Series 1, we were struggling a bit with the idea that Russell maybe was doing too much and writing too much, and we hear that he's writing less for Series 1, but he's also doing
for Series 2. Do you mean
for Series 2? Sorry, yeah. But he's also doing the spin-off as well. So it's like, wow, he's still writing a lot, and it didn't really work for Chibnall, and I don't think it really worked for Russell so far either. So,
plenty to think about there.
Plenty of fish in the sea.
Plenty of fish in the sea. That's all I can say.
But it's hard to talk about when we have like literally nothing really to, apart from this like grainy picture, and then that's so kind of it. And I guess a few. Some people seem to know more plot details. I haven't checked that out yet. I just want to stick to original.
I know they're out there, but I've
been really good so far with Series 2 and War Between Land and Sea. So I want to just stick to like actual official stuff, and we'll see if I enjoy it more. I guess we'll find out next year. It'd be cool to talk about another show that's a spin-off that's not Doctor Who.
Yeah, that'd be really kind of weird in a way. It'd be weird if it does come out late next year to do season 2 and then do War Between, because then it's like we're going to have 13, 14, if you include a Christmas special at the end, maybe have 14 episodes of Doctor Who next year.
Do you want to be even more nuts if they do like a Children of Earth and release one every day?
They're not doing
that.
And
then how will we do that? We'll be fucked.
They're not doing that. That will never happen again.
And I could just see the trailer now for the 50%.
Every single day
this week.
Dun, dun, dun. Let's move on to mail time.
I've got mail.
Hello, everybody. This is the segment we like to call I Got Mail, where you guys, the audience, send in stuff for us to answer.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you for sending in some stuff this week, guys. I really appreciate it. Here, we're going to start with, I think, the biggest one. And again, as you know, I don't read these. I just answer them live.
Well, this is going to be fun.
And spend 10 seconds going, I don't know. Let me you answer first, Aiden. Anyway.
I feel like I'm in the hot seat because I don't know these either. Connor's running this today, which is exciting.
Oh, yeah, well, I got to do something around here. Jacob says, long time viewer of the show, by the way.
Hey, Jacob.
Hi, Connor. I hope you and Aiden are well. Me and my friend at work were discussing how TARDIS interiors can often reflect that particular Doctor, and he asked, well, what if the exterior changed as well? I tried to explain the whole chameleon circuit thing, but he just asks what would each Doctor's exterior be. The only one I can think of would have been 11's Doctor being something like a carnival tent to match his personality. That's a pretty cool way of looking at it. So what exteriors instead of the standard police box would work well for different versions of the Doctor?
What a niche question.
So the question is what? So what exteriors?
Yeah, so if as the inside changes with every Doctor, what if the outside changes as well?
Oh, so just not the police box?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that is hard, isn't it?
Christ.
That is hard. I think that...
Oh, no. I just thought of something horrible as a joke.
Please tell me this joke.
No.
Please, I'll bleep it out if it's bad.
No, I can't.
Please, now say it.
That's a joke. That was a joke. That was a joke. Goodness me. That was a joke. Awful. Awful.
Awful. Bad man.
Awful.
I think...
I'm just going to sip my soda water.
Yeah. I think 12s would be like a bookcase. Like he like opens up the bookshelf and goes into
or
the
a clock.
TARDIS.
Like
a grandfather clock.
clock.
Yeah,
Doesn't
maybe.
it do that in that Cyberman episode with Colin?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that.
It's on the back of the Blu-ray box set.
What else could you have? You could have...
11 would be... Shooties could be a wardrobe.
Shooties should be a
cool.
wardrobe. That would be cool.
So you walk through the clothes and it's the TARDIS.
Yeah. I think Matt's with the whole Raggedy Man fairy tale vibe. I quite like the idea of it being still a blue box, but maybe it is... You know how there's like that toy hand-painted TARDIS in like Let's Kill Hitler and things like that?
Yes, I do.
It'd be cool if it was like maybe a raggedy prop
That'd be cool.
kind of vibe.
I like that.
Maybe.
That's sick.
Maybe. David?
God knows.
God knows. I just couldn't picture him without
a painting of himself. And it kind of like you just like pull the frame open and he walks in.
Yeah. And there's 10 other ones of him in there.
Yeah, all 10.
Yeah.
That's actually a good question.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, actually.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Jodie's should be
not what I said.
Not what Connor said. It should be like maybe like a classroom. I don't know. What does that even look like?
Well, like a
I don't know.
kindergarten.
She's like a primary school teacher vibe. So it's like, how would that? I don't know. Maybe like some paintwork. Random.
Yaz's apartment could be her TARDIS. Tea at Yaz's.
Could be. And then let's just finish with 9 or 9's be.
I have no idea.
Just like just a black hole.
Yeah.
Just a void.
Yeah. 9's so like niche because he's only got like 13 episodes. So.
Yeah. Oh, 5.
Yeah.
5 would be like a cricket pitch.
That's
like
true. That's
ones,
cool.
I don't know what they're called where they have the fences on the side.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah, that would be 5.
I like that. Yeah.
Oh, now I'm really spiraling with these.
Yeah, that's a cool question.
These are a good question. Good call.
And I was kind of put on the spot and we did pretty well.
Yeah. Next.
All right. At Here Comes the Doctor on Twitter says, would you do an episode or a miniseries where you ramp the entire revival on a tier list? Well, for old viewers, you would know that that's actually the original pitch for this show, was that we were going to do that.
Of course.
That was the OG. It was going to just going to be like one YouTube video where we collaborated together and then it became this, whatever this is.
But yeah, this mess.
This unruly mess we've made.
Thanks, Macklemore.
I think that could be fun. I think that could be quite fun.
I think that'd be fun for like a 3-hour, 4-hour live stream charity special or something like that.
That could actually be quite fun. Yeah,
because that would be mayhem. That would be a long time.
I mean, there's a lot to go through.
How would you even keep track? That's a lot.
Well, like what you just drag them to the.
Oh, we do a tier list.
Pictures of them, I think.
Yeah, so that's doing a tier list. Yeah.
Oh, is that not what she was saying or he was saying?
Close to.
Okay,
but yeah, interesting.
Oh god, this one's so hard. What? Here Comes the Doctor also says, "What are your top 5 films?"
I always say my top is About Time, just because it's very me.
About Time for what?
It's About Time. I tell you, my favorite film is About Time.
That's your favorite film of all time?
Yeah, it's not like the most well made. I just think
Curtis.
I just think it's such a reflection of me. Like it just stands for a lot of what I stand for. Other films I have up there, all the Before trilogy films, but let's just pick one and say Before Midnight.
So you got one left. Got one more pick.
This guy. I'd also, I don't know. Do you have any else? I think.
Yeah, my favorite film of all time is Robert Eggers' The Lighthouse.
Of course it is.
Of
course it is. Let me guess. Joker de la Flus.
I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but like, yeah, I love Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm. Really, do you?
I love that movie so
I think
much.
it's good, but I'm not.
I love it.
A lot of feet
I have
in that
so
one.
much memory. Like every memory I have watching that movie, I just love it. I love that film so much. I'm a huge Jaws fan. Back to the Future is probably one of the first memories of a movie I ever watched, and I watched it before I watched Doctor Who, like a couple of months before I watched Doctor Who, and I think it like really introduced me to like the world of like time travel.
Yeah, like set
really
you
cool.
up for Who.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's yeah. I guess there's more, but I can't really.
Well, I'd also say for me, like After Sun, Train Spotting. Train Spotting is one of my favorites for sure.
Yeah.
And then just two more. Well, no, I've done way over. But then I'd also say La La Land, Whiplash. This is way more than 5. I'm so sorry.
No, all right. I'm trying to think as well.
There's a Dutch film called Another Round that I fucking love, and you should all watch it. It's sort of about humanity's relationship with alcoholism, or just with alcohol, the good and the bad, and it kind of leaves you to decide. And it is,
it's a good film.
It is a great film starring Mads Mikkelsen. So yeah,
there's stuff like I love like a really good Pixar film, like
Ratatouille.
No, I've never been a huge Ratatouille fan. More like a Finding Nemo or a
Finding Nemo's amazing,
or a Monsters Inc. Or I love the Toy Story stuff. So there's a few.
And Jurassic Park, it was like as a kid that was my favorite film. That was probably my Back to the Future for you. You know?
Yeah, I never got into Jurassic Park. I'm weird like that.
Neither did I with Back to the Future. So,
yeah, fair enough.
Like I like them and I respect they're good movies, but I just never really watched them as a kid.
Sometimes you just don't connect to stuff like that. And
it wasn't even that. I just think they weren't really on my radar. Like I just wasn't. Yeah, I don't know.
I just hate time travel shit.
I do hate time travel stuff. Fuck this show. What's next?
Cole David 40 says, is there a classic story you guys have watched that you're already excited to rewatch? For sure.
City of Death all the time.
City of Death's obviously a great one. I love Survival and Horror Fang Rock and Three Doctors. Yeah, there's quite a few actually.
There's a couple that I've seen that I can't wait to do on this rewatch, this review show with you, that I can't wait to just show you because I think you'll really dig them. It's 2 in Sylvester's first season, which people say it's his weakest, and probably is. I mean, I'm about to see season 25 for the first time. Yeah. But I'd say there's 2 serials in the middle of it that are just fucking amazing. One of them's called Paradise Towers, and I really think you'll dig that. It's great. And then another one's called Delta and the Bannerman, I think, and it's all shot on location.
Nice.
In Wales, I think, and it's so cool.
Is that the one they did the Tales of the TARDIS for?
They did the Curse of Fenric.
Right, okay.
Which is another belter.
Yeah, the chase obviously was like awesome, and there's certainly stuff like I would show some people in my life Classic Who if they were interested, but I just don't think anyone is interested just yet.
Yeah, not me.
Which is understandable. Well, apart from you, obviously.
No, I mean, no one in my life would.
Yeah, no, I maybe one day. Who knows? Theo TW003 says Martha Jones coming back. I mean, I don't fucking know. Probably.
I hope so, but I'm at this point now where I'm like, I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, I'd love to see. I think we know Russell's not really into like bringing people back at the moment, and that's
well, we say that, but Mel's been back, Donna's been back, Ten's been back.
Well,
Kate's back.
It's a 60th special. Well, Kate never really left.
Yeah, but you didn't have to bring her back.
Sure.
Yeah.
Jeremy says, have you ever thought about doing a live podcast or a call-in show? Well, we were kind of just talking about it then, and I think either it was on air or off air last week, I said that we seem to have all the gear now to be able to do it.
We can, yeah. So we should do a live one. I think
that could be fun.
I like the idea of like a live pre-season 2 party pod.
That could be fun. No, there's definitely some good ideas that we could implement in.
Just getting pissed at 5 a.m. pre Doctor Who.
That just seems like a fucking dumb idea, but I'd do it for the meme.
We are good at them.
5 a.m. It's like, what a stupid time.
Yeah, get on the biz, mate.
For a meme, I would do it.
Yeah.
And finally, 13_Arlo says, listening to old eps and Connor keeps saying ask him for dating advice. This is me asking. Did I say that?
Go on then, mate.
Dating advice?
Give us some dating advice, mate. What do you got? You got one?
What, one bit of advice?
Yeah, say I'm like a young 18-year-old chap.
Okay.
And I've come up to you and I said, Connor, there's a girl over there.
Right.
I really dig her.
Okay.
But I need to go talk to her now. One thing, please tell me.
I know this is like cliche, but I think like I guess the success I have had in my life with women has always just been by me always being myself, for better or for worse. I think people can really pick up on you when you're being yourself. that's the advice you'll always get told, but it's a cliche bit of advice, but it's a cliche for a reason, I think. And I mean, I recall like even being at school when I was a kid, and people didn't want to talk to me because I watched Doctor Who, but I never like went home and was like, I'm not watching Doctor Who anymore, because I always loved it. So I think being yourself, I think, is like the most attractive thing, and I always like girls who are just being themselves rather than someone who's trying. So
So in other words,
No matter what you say or what you do, they still love me.
I mean, maybe I just they might not like you though, and that's okay.
sure, but you don't want to be in a situation where they.
But just if you're completely yourself, then you can't really blame yourself for anything.
Respect.
I definitely put on a little bit of a show back when I was younger, and it gave me some success, but I think I felt very like quite void and empty.
Can you give me some of your riz?
Oh God,
Give me some riz. If it's bad, if it's offensively bad, I'll beep it out.
I don't know. I think back when I was like younger, and I think I was like quite a spry lad, and I would go to the city and clubs, and I do quite well.
Riz me up. I'm here.
Riz you up?
Riz me up. I'm here.
I don't know. I just say.
Look at me.
I'd say. My name is Connor. I have a Doctor Who podcast, and I live with my parents.
And then I pounce. Connor got. I just saw like Connor's eyes just go flying back. I was about to pounce, and I thought, hold on.
Honesty, the best policy.
That's it.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I'm the person to ask.
Could you imagine me trying to riz? I've been in a relationship for 7 years.
I don't think.
Hey, sugar.
Well, no, but isn't that proof of riz?
I guess I riz every day.
Yes. Do you know my mum was telling me the other day? She was like, 1 in 3 people get divorced. Like, that's nuts.
Encouraging.
So, no.
Why are you telling me after that? After I said I've been in a relationship for 7 years.
That, like, it's like, you know, people. What am I trying to say? No, I'm just saying, like, people. It's not like just because you're in a relationship doesn't mean it's like it's destined to work. Like, you have to
Respect.
You still have to put in riz.
Oh, I guess you. Yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yes, I'm still risen.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I'm still risen.
I mean, I would say so. I think you're a good looking chap. You look after yourself. You have a good fashion sense. Aiden Green, he's wearing a green shirt.
Well, that's all. That's the comedy there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
that's
pretty
the charm.
funny.
That's the riz.
You're quite photogenic.
I don't think so.
There's a photo we took at Supernova last year, and I was like, "Aiden, you look so good in that.
No,
you just look really good in it."
No,
so,
I don't. I appreciate that.
No worries. I hope that advice helped. Just if you're feeling shy about talking to someone, just go and talk to them, and I'm sure they appreciate it. And if they don't, then just go home and do what I do: put on a Coldplay album and cry in the mirror.
And that's why we're the 50% Doctor Who podcast, baby. Let's move it back over to a bit of Who. Thank you very much for your mail time. We love doing that.
Thank you for that.
We'll probably do one more before the end of the year, I'd say. Maybe with some Christmas Who-related questions in there or something like that.
Yes.
Well, let's move on to
The review.
The review. And you there. No, before you leave,
Yeah, people are getting ready to pack up and go.
I want you to know that I want you to stay. And this is me rizzing you.
Wow.
Listener, so that way you stay. Hey, sugar. That's all I got. That's all I got. I could never. Sarah Jane time.
It's more of a backup singer on that one.
Yeah, but I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Today we're doing Enemy of the Bane, not just part 1, but also part 2.
Yeah, we never split those bad boys
Never.
up.
Why would we? Enemy of the Bane is the 6th and final serial of the 2nd series of the British science fiction television series, The Sarah Jane Adventures. It first aired in 2 weekly parts on the CBBC on the 1st and 8th of December 2008, just before my birthday. This story was originally intended to be a crossover with the modern Doctor Who series. Russell T Davies, an executive producer on Doctor Who and the Sarah Jane Adventures, reveals in his non-fiction book, The Writer's Tale, that former companion Martha Jones was intended to appear in the two-parter, but had to be replaced with classic series character Brigadier Lethbridge Stewart at the last minute due to Freema Agyeman's role in the RTV series Law and Order.
Not Law and Order. That was what stopped her from being in Children of Earth.
This fucking Law and Order.
Oh my God.
So this is the last episode to have Courtney as Brigadier, prior to his death in 2011. We just got a bit of behind the scenes in there. That wasn't a synopsis.
Oh, so this was only a couple of years before he died.
It was, unfortunately, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
But essentially, this is the episode where Miss Wormwood's back,
Yep.
the Bane's back, and the Brigadier's back.
And the Sontaran.
And the Sontaran guy's back.
First episode of series.
Everyone's back.
Yeah.
Everyone's back. No Maria, though, unfortunately. She's not back.
I was going to say Maria's not back.
No, that's the
She
shame.
gets a mention, though.
Yeah, she does. So she's back in our hearts.
And they show footage from her in Invasion of the Bane. So.
They do.
It's kind of like a sequel to that episode.
She's not in Invasion of the Bane. So they didn't do that.
Maria?
Oh, she is. No, it's Clyde that's not in
Clyde's
Invasion of the
not in
Bane.
it,
No, you're right. I stand corrected.
Yeah.
Thank you.
They were going to have that Courtney girl be the companion, and then Clyde took her. And everyone hated her. Poor Courtney.
Poor Courtney.
I don't even think that's her name. Courtney's from Series 8. Sorry.
No, I think it's... Oh, actually... Yeah. I don't know. Anyways, directed by Graham Harper.
Yeah.
Written by...
Never does.
Philly Ford.
Yeah.
Philly Ford.
Yeah. Two creatives I love.
Yeah. So this would be... No, I'm wrong. Don't worry. I'm going to ignore what I was about to say there.
Yeah.
So the usual team involved here.
Yeah. Except the Brigadier is here.
Plus the Brigadier. Actually, yeah. Plus a lot of people that aren't usually in the story. I've never seen this one before.
Yes.
You had?
I guess. I don't have any memories of watching it, though.
No. Were you excited for this watch of it?
No, I do. I have a memory of seeing the Brigadier and being like, who's that?
Yeah, I've seen the clip of him turning around 1,000 times.
Yeah. Okay.
But, yeah.
So that's probably similar. And I was like, who's that? So I don't really remember having any type of memories of enjoying or not liking the episode.
Well, what did you think?
Just a little bit of suspense for you all.
Very suspenseful.
I thought it was okay. I wasn't a huge fan. Unfortunately, my theory of I was like, I hope next week's episode's good because I think the series could have ended on a really good high with the temptation of Sarah Jane Smith, and I kind of stand by that because this episode's sort of like the temptation of Luke Smith in a way. It's like, I think it's fine. I wasn't hugely impressed. Which is weird because like I do really like Phil a lot. Phil.
That's an in-betweeners reference.
Yeah, the 50% in-betweeners podcast.
Basically, at this point.
I thought it was just kind of fine. I have no memories of watching it, so I guess that's a bit of a giveaway.
True.
What about you?
Yeah, fine is the right word. I didn't really love this one. Probably one of the weaker ones of the season. Very season one coded for me, like of Sarah Jane.
Yeah, I agree.
It didn't really. There was a good heart bit in there with Luke, and I guess like the moral thing of like who your real mother is, and because you can easily apply that to real life situations, right? With like stepmoms or whatever.
Sure.
So that to me was the best part of this episode, as well as Luke. He was really bloody good. Tommy Knight, he did a good job. But beyond that, you look at this is like I feel like we've had like two really intimate stories before this one with Clyde's dad, and Sarah's parents,
temptation,
and
Sarah.
Now this one, it feels like we went, okay, and now for the big finale.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to bring everyone back. We got Wormwood. We got the Bane. We got the Brigadier. And we got Strax's dad. and it's like, what is going on? Like, it's kind of bizarre at times. And I think the thing that I just left feeling so empty with at the end of this was that the Brigadier came back and did nothing. He's in the background.
I agree.
So much. And I just think, Phil, you grew up with this character, man. Like, I just feel like he, and I hate to be like such a dad about this, but I feel like he should have known better. Like, surely he would want to write more for the Brigadier, but instead it's like he gets one line in a scene and he's just sat on a chair in the background. And I understand the script was obviously changed pretty late on. So maybe that's why. But
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, I'd assume so. I didn't know that until now, and I thought the exact same thing. I was like, "What's going on here?" It's like such a nothing. He's just like a nothing character in it, and considering how unique and cool and big he is for like a classic Who and classic fans, it could have been a big draw for people to come into Sarah Jane if they weren't watching it.
Yeah.
As of yet. And I just think it was pretty naff.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't really work for me. I think Unit was kind of lame in it as well. Like,
Yeah, the whole thing felt really cheap as well. After a couple episodes that, especially last week with some of the production design at various locations, this one felt really like a kid's cartoon. It felt really what the Sarah Jane season 1 is, where it's like, it's finding its feet and it's doing a good job at being a kid's show. But what we found with season 2 is it's almost challenged that and brought in bigger themes, but also some bigger set pieces and things like that. And it felt like a big backstep, this one, for me.
I completely agree. I really wasn't that impressed with it, which is a shame because I feel like it could have been something really cool. But I mean, the Bane are like after Mrs. Wormwood because she was responsible for the death of the main mother Bane.
Facts.
And it's just kind of like you don't really give a shit, and it's odd. And the Bane CGI is pretty bad, and there's a lot of them as well.
Yeah.
And they don't like water, I guess. Like the way that Clyde saves himself and Luke is with like a watering hose, and I guess the Bane just don't like getting shot with a hose.
Yeah.
And by the way, this Sontaran coming back, I don't know what's the story here. Like, how did that happen? Like, he wants the stupid. He was like
banished from the Sontarans or something after the premiere, and then this happened, I guess.
They're after this like sphere or whatever it's called.
Oh no, there's like a.
And I don't care. I didn't care enough to even give a shit to even try to figure out what it was.
It's some ancient being,
artifact,
and it's like there's there's the mind and there's the body, and they needed to bring both together or something like that. And just a lot of bollocks, unfortunately. It comes off like, doesn't it?
I couldn't really give a monkey's left nut, to be quite frank.
Yeah.
And also, I didn't believe I didn't believe that Luke would be so tempted by Mrs. Wormwood. I didn't believe it.
But I thought he was playing her for a lot of it.
Probably.
Because I loved it. One of my favorite bits was when she does a good job at being like, I can be your mother, I can. And she holds his face. It's really cute.
My son.
And then he like looks at her like full of hope, grabs the artifact, and then just goes like dead face and runs off. I thought that was really funny in part 2. That was really clever.
A small glimmer of hope in a pile of shit. I guess I was expecting more, being written by Phil and directed by Graham, and it being the Series 2 final.
Yeah.
I was never really that excited for the Bane coming back. I was like, I knew they did. The Sontaran reveal could have been cool if BBC iPlayer didn't have it as the fucking thumbnail.
Well, I didn't know. It was a surprise when he rocked up.
Okay.
I went, that's Strax's dad.
Because I wouldn't have known either, and then they have it as the thumbnail.
Oh yeah, that's
and I was like,
dumb.
what do you why? That could have been a cool reveal. I mean, it starts with, I just think it's dumb. I don't like it. It starts with Rani's mum, and Miss Wormwood comes in and like sort of like paralyzes her and leaves a check because she knows that Sarah Jane Smith will come in and find the check. And it's just so it's so convoluted.
My first red flag of this episode, and I just can't believe that this was just allowed to happen. It's really weird. Is at the end of that scene, Miss Wormwood starts to laugh, and she literally goes "ha," and then it goes "do-la-do-la-do-la-do-la-do-la-do." So it's
Very
just like
strange.
It's the weirdest cut in the world. Like, I'd love to know. There has to be a reason why it's cut like that, because it just doesn't make sense. Like, if you don't want the laugh, you just cut it half a second earlier.
We can't cut the laugh.
But then it's like, but maybe they wanted the laugh, but then they were like, maybe she does too much of a laugh. So instead they give you ha. It's
that whole
so
opening
strange
sequence. I generally would suggest people watching this episode because it's just quite a laugh in a sense, because it's not very good. Like I think Rani and Clyde's like characters, they're just so flat in this.
Yeah, don't do anything either.
Like really flat and
really lame. Like Clyde has zingers and emotional lines. This week, Clyde says like, he said like just a lame like cool kid line, and I was like, Phil.
He did one line where he was like, the people in Luke's family aren't lookers. It's like, all right,
jeez,
okay.
Yeah, I got to say, I didn't think that this is Graham's best direction.
Yeah.
I think he tried some things to shake it up. Like there's a sequence in where everyone's yelling at each other in the living room at Bannerman Road, and they go very clearly handheld, and they go quite close to people's faces. And not just like it's a close-up, it's like really close-up, like the camera is held there, so you get sort of an interesting effect. And it just looks so cheap. It does. A lot of this episode just looks super cheap. And it is cheap. Like it's a kid's show in the 2000s.
Yeah.
And that shouldn't be a criticism, but at the end of the day, it is. It's one of the reasons why this doesn't work. For a big finale, it just a lot of the
True.
time you're like,
You can always tell when they're about to morph because
it's like a tripod shot.
well, and the background always looks more blurry. So
Right.
they can go like, blah, 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 and change into the Bane. And
Yeah.
again, there's an effect of like a Bane in a living room, and it really just doesn't work. And I think I remember even like as a kid picking up on the bad effects of Sarah Jane Adventures. But it's like, are we biting off a bit more than we can chew here?
Yeah.
Because I mean, there's Banes out the wazoo, and it's not interest. I think I could definitely just let it go if I was engaged in the storyline. The last 2 episodes I've been super engaged, and then this one comes in and just I think completely fails in pretty much everything it tries to do.
Yeah. It's like Sarah Jane Adventures works really well when it sort of knows its limitations. Similar to what Josh has been saying in their YouTube videos lately with the classics animations. It's like when they know their limitations and make the episodes based off that, then that's great. And it doesn't mean you can't challenge that sometimes and push it, but it just felt like this one, they didn't have the money for like the sets, the VFX, for anything really.
Yeah.
Which it just falls. But ultimately, it's the script just falls just kind of empty. And Phil tried, like I said, there's that whole thing with Luke there, that little thing between him and his
I
mum.
didn't really
And
care for that though. Hey,
I did. I quite liked that part. That
Okay.
was sort of would always bring me back. Whenever I sort of lose interest, they'd sort of do something with Luke, and it'd bring me back in a little bit. But
it's funny because when part 1 ended and the next Sun trailer was playing, I remember just thinking like, I don't really want to watch this.
yeah,
This is just not. I was really keen to see what they did with the Brig, and I'm very surprised with how little he's in it.
the one thing I liked about him, not well, obviously like seeing the Brig, but in terms of like what this episode did for him, his little send off with the wave in the car. I thought that was sweet. Like that's the last time we see Brig, and I just love him. Just an old man, just as they do, just waving his hand out in the car.
Yeah, I don't want to burst your bubble at him, but like, why this to bring back Unit? It's like
Yeah,
that's
well, because they had to go to the Black Archive.
okay,
Yeah, I don't know.
which is now not in the Tower of London, by the way.
Well, that's on Moff. You can't blame Philly on that.
Maybe they moved
We all move.
location.
Life moves on, and
We all change. All through our lives.
if you think about it, and
So
I'll
long
always
as you
remember
never-
when the Black
Doctor
Archive was here.
Was not at the Tower of London.
So essentially, this episode ends going to Stonehenge, knockoff Stonehenge, where they're doing like some kind of ritual thing with the scroll or whatever to open up a portal to bring the ancient being into here to rule the universe or
Who
whatever.
gives a fucking shit?
Not me.
It's so
Not me.
convoluted.
And the Sontaran ends up fucking spear tackling Miss Wormwood
Yeah.
into that portal. Which, by the way, the Rani Takes the World box sets on Big Finish, they continue that storyline
No shit.
because Wormwood
That's
comes back
awesome.
for one of them, and she's
Okay, that's pretty cool.
and I think I listened to these before watching this, doing
it's like
this
that
on the
darn
pod.
pesky Sontaran.
Well,
did
no,
that
I
to
think
me.
she's like on about how she was trapped in like a different dimension or something. Maybe I'm making this up. I don't know.
That's cool. It's yeah, okay.
Yeah, fact for you.
I think it ended in the most cliche way. It's literally, I mean, how many times are we gonna get this monologue from Sarah Jane about like, I told you, Rani, the universe is so much bigger than we even thought.
Before we even get there, it starts being cringe because it's like the spear tackle happens. Within 3 seconds, the portal's closed and they're all looking up at the sky and Sarah's going, whoa, with her arms waving about. Love Liz, by the way. She's amazing. And then it's, cut to Bannerman Road,
And they're all looking out
repeat
the
shot
window.
that we've already taken the piss out of on this pod for how
Yes.
much they use it.
Yes.
It's like moving up the side of Bannerman Road, looking at the stars.
And there's a shot of the attic, and they're looking out the window. All four of them just all staring out there, and then a cliche monologue that we've heard a fucking gajillion times. And then just a final shot of the sky with a shooting star.
This episode ends in 5 seconds flat.
It's so quick.
So insanely quick. Like, I know that's happened to... Oh, no, Sarah Jane tends to do the opposite, doesn't it? Where it's like, the episodes end with 7 minutes to go, and then
Well,
it's just...
like they don't have enough. Torture would do that sometimes as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, but this one was so quick. And especially considering it's an episode with the least amount of substance in it. Yeah, I don't know. It's just because there's so much jargon in this
You'd
episode.
think there wasn't even a scene with the Brig and Sarah reminiscing.
Yeah, you'd want that, wouldn't you?
You get this stupid dumbass line that you always get in
Yeah.
Sarah Jane where it's like, I fought Cybermen, Sontarans, the Daleks, maggots. No, he didn't say maggots. The Green Death, he said. You know,
What did you think of...
Autons.
What did you think of the other unit soldier? That's also a Bane.
Fucking who the most insane plot twist in history. It
Didn't
was
see that one coming.
It was so obvious.
Yeah, that was
I
crazy.
guess I am a 20. How old am I again? 26.
Yeah,
I guess I'm a 26-year-old watching this.
I mean, I know young kids wouldn't have got it, but surely it doesn't take that many thoughts to put this one together, you know?
Yeah. Did you like the Briggs cane being a gun? I said, "Stay back, sir." Boom.
And I love how we're still doing that. Russell's given what is it, Shirley in the wheelchair?
I just rewatched that for Star Beast.
And
yeah.
Lenny Rush with the
No guns.
but no guns.
Do you know what's funny?
What's
well,
that?
not funny. I didn't like it, actually. There was a lot of Briggs slander in this. They're basically saying "Shut up, old man. No one cares about you." It's this is such a legendary character.
What you doing?
I wish we could have had some more scenes that. It's unit soldiers wouldn't disrespect him. I know he was secretly a Bane, but we didn't know it in that scene. And he's like, "With respect, sir, we're fighting bigger things than you could ever believe." It's this is a legendary character. Why are you being so horrible to them?
If I was the Brig, I would have just gone,
Yeah.
give him a little fucking
just-
hit in the snoz.
Homie can't retire.
I mean, they can't do it without him. Well, evidently they do now.
You remember that Sylvester McCoy episode with the Knights and they get him out of
Battlefield.
retirement? It's jeez, the guy can't retire.
He can't, but he loves it. He loves the
can't.
grind.
Yeah, it's
Hustle.
let him live.
Every day he hustling.
Just let him live. Just come on. It's funny. A line I did like was your wife let us in because she's the reason why the Brig comes back in Battlefield as well. So
Right. She keeps doing it.
That's a kind of funny line.
Feels a Battlefield fan.
And to see little Kate Stewart running around was really cute.
Was she?
That didn't happen.
I was like, what?
That did happen.
I was like, also
No.
she's 4 or 5 years after this, she's the scientific advisor at unit. So I know she's a bit older than that.
Well, and this is the second last cameo we get from the Brig. So
The second last?
Yes.
Oh, well, it's the last appearance on screen.
the second last appearance.
Why, when's the last appearance? Oh, no.
Death in heaven, Aiden. Death in heaven.
As soon as I asked that question, I was like,
There you go.
fuck.
Just in case you forgot about that.
Oh, look how they literally massacred my boy. All right, Connor, so here's what we're going to do. This is the end of Series 2 of Sarah Jane Adventures, and we know it happens every time we finish the season of Doctor Who or the Sarah Jane Adventures. We need to add all of our scores together to get a final series score. So we're going to do that in just a second, but before that, Connor, I need your score of Enemy of the Bane.
4.
Out of 10.
Out of 10.
4.
Boring.
Foo me.
Boring.
That's not a good score, is it? You wouldn't be happy with that one.
Nah.
I'm going to give it a 5.
Nice.
Yeah, it's not a great one, is it?
Straight down the middle.
Just bullshit. Bullshit episode. So we are going to add all these scores off together now to give our total series score of Series 2 of the Sarah Jane Adventures.
You know how it goes.
You do,
You
by
know
this
the
point.
rules.
Because if you're still listening, you're obviously a fan of the pod. That's all I can say.
Comment here.
Or say,
Just put here.
or comment, why am I here?
Whatever tickles your fancy. Yeah, why am I here or here?
And just because we need a
Or
little...
both.
Just because We need all the money we can get. We'll be back after these messages. And we're back.
After those short messages.
Amazing messages. I love Shein.
Yep.
Temu.
Yep. Depending on where you are, you would have gotten different results.
Definitely. Connor, at the end of the day, we've now finished Series 2. Sarah Jane Adventures. How do you feel at the end of Series 2?
I had such good memories of this series, and I feel like I didn't really get any of them back.
Well,
I enjoyed maybe 2 episodes.
Maybe 2?
The last 2 we did, yeah.
Well, what do you think your final score is going to be?
Pretty low, I think. I'm going to say 5.6.
Really?
Yes.
Brother, what do you think mine's going to be?
6.9.
Really?
Yeah, I never know if you're like, and you got it exactly right, or if I'm completely wrong.
Well, maybe I need to remind you of some of the episodes that are in this season, Connor, because you've gone a little bit low here.
Yeah.
So you gave The Last Sontaran an 8.5, The Day of the Clan a 7.5, Secret of the Stars a 5, The Mark of the Berserker / Klein's World an 8.75, The Temptation of Sarah Jane Smith / Sarah Jane's World an 8, and Enemy of the Bane a 4, with a total series score of 6.96.
Bro, I gave it was wow, 6.9.
You were 6.9.
Wow. That's quite high.
Yeah, well technically you round it up to 7, but yeah.
Okay. What about you?
I gave The Last Sontaran a 9, Day of the Clan 7.5, Secret of the Stars a 7, Mark of the Berserker a 10, Temptation of Sarah Jane Smith an 8.5, and Enemy of the Bane a 5, with a total series score of 7.67.
You gave
For 7.7, really.
The Last Sontaran a 9?
Yeah, I love that one. I thought it was great.
Jesus.
I thought it was so much fun.
Wow.
That's what I mean. I thought that was fun. Day of the Clan was like a definite like good pass. I enjoyed Secret of the Stars a lot more than you. I remember just like kind of being into it. And then obviously Mark of the Berserker I loved. I gave it a 10. Temptation of Sarah Jane Smith I thought was really good. And Enemy of the Bane.
This one's just kind of a bit of a letdown then.
This is by far the worst one of the season. And maybe given how good the season is, it kind of feels like the worst one of the show. And I'm comparing it to, the previous episodes in this of the whole show.
The Gorgon episode sucks.
And this is
the
lowest score I've given.
Wow.
So, yeah, and it's probably a bit harsh because it is a kids show at the end of the day, and we do try and keep that in mind when we do these.
What's the final 2?
But I think as well, you look at what it's done, what the show's done over the last few serials, and you go,
yeah,
we could have done something like that here.
Yeah.
And we didn't.
Yeah, I agree.
We just went Mr. Bombastic, very fantastic. Well, that's the end of Sarah Jane for us for 2024. We'll be back doing Series 3 in 2025.
Oh my God, how is there only 1 month left of this year?
Crazy, innit?
Does not feel like that.
Crazy. We're going to do Season 3 in 2025. Whether or not that'll be an episodic release like we currently do, or it'll be a full season.
Let us know in the
podcast
comments
review
below.
Let us know. Because you turned out for a lot of them this year.
Yeah.
And then you stopped. So,
yeah.
Who knows? We'll see. I'm not mad. I'm just confused.
Yeah.
I just don't know what you want.
We kind of pitched the idea as well of maybe like if we get rid of the Sarah Jane like monthly slot, it could give us like a place to do like hot takes or guess the frame or something silly like that I could just maybe like, throw up like a blueprint and be like, oh, we could do this week or
something fun, something different.
I think people would probably like that more, but we'll see, obviously.
Maybe. Or also, maybe not.
Yeah, but we did Torchwood all in one.
Yeah, we should do Miracle Day at some point, shouldn't we? We need to do Miracle Day.
We haven't done Torchwood in so long. We did Children of Earth in a
while ago.
22.
Well, I can tell you, we did Children of Earth. Episode 136 of the podcast was that. So 120 episodes ago, basically. We did that. So about like half the pod time ago, really.
Yeah, it would have been 22. Crazy, 2022.
That's right.
Well, maybe we'll do Miracle Day next year.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Let us know.
It's the last of our Torchwood content, so.
Until season 5.
Yeah, Rogues.
Yeah, that doing the rounds.
Yeah, so Torchwood Rogue.
Guys, thank you very much for watching and listening. We'll be back next week. Next week, we're jumping back to Flux. We are going to do Village of the Angels.
Yes.
So it's a little bit messy at the moment with what we're doing each week, but we're making it work.
I think we are.
We're just wrapping things up at the end of the year,
Like a Christmas present.
Yeah, like a Christmas present. And we should wrap this up too. It's Aiden and Connor's podcast. We're doing Sarah Jane reviews. We're doing Sarah Jane reviews
on a Monday. You're excited to go home and watch Remembrance of the Daleks?
Yes, but before that,
Well, yes, but
I'm
actually,
gonna make
no.
some dinner and then watch the Penguin finale.
Yeah, I'm behind.
Yeah, I'm up to date.
Brick from New Jersey.
I'm the same character you've seen in 30 TV shows before.
Well, I'm only 3 episodes behind, so I'll catch up.
I'm knockoff Soprano.
Yeah, you know how I feel about it. I'm a fucking brick from New Jersey.
I'm a show that's sometimes kind of good, sometimes kind of shit.
Oh, I'd love to ask you off air what you think is shit.
Sometimes shit's
maybe
harsh.
good, sometimes maybe shit.
Nah, shit's harsh. I think it's consistently good, but it's rarely great, and sometimes a little. I just think the pacing in particular of what they're trying to do.
Show?
Apparently, that got debunked. I was talking about that at work today with someone. Apparently, that got debunked.
Hey, you idiot!
Apparently,
It's debunked.
Yeah, I was literally like, "Oh, did you hear?" And he said, "It's been debunked." And I went, "I have not even said." And he's like, "Yeah, you're going to say about James." Well, James Gunn said that show's not happening. So
I saw it on Twitter.